Oh, that was so well timed.
Happy time zones, everybody. I am suddenly French Jace. How is everybody today?
Everyone speaks at once.
Everybody is so crippled by the fear of speaking at once that nobody speaks.
Good luck, my friend and friend.
I don't want to speak anymore. I've been speaking.
Oh yeah, you have been speaking in discussion panel.
Gross.
The book was gross, so yes.
Oh, was it? It was not a good book this week or this month?
Nope. I'm glad I got all three for the price of one. I will just put it like that.
What book was it?
Strangers to Superfans.
Gotcha.
Don't bother.
So is it abusive, culty, or both?
Neither. It's very obscure. Like it tells you all these problems that you could potentially have, but it doesn't tell you how to fix them.
What is the point of you then?
All of it can be summed up in three sentences. I'm gonna give you problems. I'm not gonna give you answers unless you go to this link.
Oh. So it's a
clickbait book.
Wait, yes. Is it a link to their site, or is it literally like, hey, this other person actually knows how to fix this? So
sign up for my classes.
Yeah,
no, classes. It's just like all the tools he gives you to fix the problems are in this one link. Like the book is supposed to be about telling you how to like become, closer to your audience, but like you have to buy the book for $2.99 and then read all the problems that you could potentially have with your book and how to throw money at it. And if you don't have money to throw at it, here's my resources, but you have to click on this link.
Well, I'll tell you my secret. It's make really obscure stoic jokes all the time that only one person who's on screen with you gets because she was forced to read those books in college. And people think that there's like an inside joke that they're not a part of. And they're just like go along with it because they want to be cool. That's my secret.
I support that. It's a good one.
Yeah. See, they get it. Useless. That was the book. Like he could have just, and then he like shamed you for not having read his other books, and ha on him. I bought all three for the price of one. I could read it, but now because you pissed me off, I don't want to.
One star would not recommend.
Did you know I'm so great?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, how do you know how great I am?
Well, he was like, I tell you about this in this book, but if you haven't read it, then I guess I'll tell you about it here. It's like, all right, motherfucker. Like, fuck it, I won't read that one either.
I think it's the full Bender, like, bite my shiny metal ass.
But, he used to work for Google back in the day, so he has the money to throw $1,000 at BookBub, and, like, here you go. I don't have that, so.
Yeah. I love it when that's the solution. Like, just spend, like, $12,000 and you'll be fine. Yeah. Like, well, Facebook and if you don't have that...
So also, I didn't look into it before, but now I'm pulling his stuff up, and it looks like he doesn't actually write books. Is that correct? That he just writes books on how to write books or how to market books, I guess. But
well, I mean, he did at the beginning of Amazon. The beginning of the computers, he worked for Google at its startup. And was the advertising marketing manager for them. So, like, I expected a lot
to market to boomers.
Yeah.
Which basically means that he should be smart enough to know that everything that he thought was right is no longer right because, like, the moment he left, they changed the locks on the door and the algorithm so that he couldn't tell anybody about it. Because that's how Google works.
Yeah.
Literally, like having an author who hit it big 10 years ago try to tell you what to do is a bad idea. Like the market changes so rapidly that, unless it's somebody who is like currently like just now doing the shit that is getting it, they're not It's
Yeah.
really hard these days to get somebody who's established, but actually can give valid advice.
Yeah, he didn't talk about anything valid. And the funny thing was like Mara said, it was updated last year, and yet it's still not current info on some of that stuff. Like, whatever. I'm going to go back to reading my 1 Million Followers by Brendan Kane, and I imagine that book never happened.
I'm
Speaking of
currently
things-
reading, I think it's called How to Write Light Novels and Web Novels.
I
It was
read
this-
that.
It was on Kindle Unlimited, and I've only like breezed through it so far, but even like as a romance writer who's been doing all of these shorts lately, it's got this really great resource in it where it literally tells you like every single plot device in a romance. And I'm like, oh, I can just like pick and choose from this list. So
Oh yeah, the full list.
Aw.
yeah,
It does that for like
freebie
3.
on Kindle Unlimited. I'm like, oh, this is actually really useful, and I'm glad I picked it up.
Yeah, it does that for several genres, and it's
Eh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just
so
really
you.
deal with romance, but yeah, there were several genres
So
in
if you're
there.
trying to come up with an idea for a fantasy book, a sci-fi book, or a romance book, just pick this book up. It literally lists every possible trope that you could base a story around.
Yeah. And then supposedly it tells you how to write a serialized novel as well.
Oh.
You get like that's the whole point of it. But in the middle of it, there's these sections where they tell you every type of conflict there could be in these different genres. So
And which ones might be considered problematic depending on the audience you're wanting to sell your books to.
yes.
Speaking of things that are not up to date, none of us have introduced ourselves or said what we're working on. And
Yeah.
while we're doing that, people in the chat can do the same.
Blindly following your lead. I mean,
You know, nobody said anything, and then Amber did, and we just went by Amber's lead.
Oh, okay. Well, on that note, hi, I'm Amber Kraft. I write paranormal. I stream every Sunday at noon Eastern, whatever time that equals for you. I also have a podcast. If you're an author and would like to be on it, make sure you email me at theunknownseries.com or go to my website, amberscraft.com, and where everything is at. And you can let me know, and you can sign up for my newsletter and all that stuff, because I promise I'm going to do those other than, hey, I'm moving, bye. That's the only one I've sent out. But the Afterthought podcast will start back hopefully next month, since I'm getting my camper next week. And today I'm going to possibly work on my book, or I may just read because my neck is starting to hurt. I don't know. I have to go work out in an hour, so I don't want it to hurt too bad.
hi, my name is Charlie. I don't know what I do anymore except for get hyperfixated about old bands that nobody's ever heard of on the internet live for other people's enjoyment. But I'm currently working on a gothic epic fantasy series that I'm going to be trying to see what happens when I put it up on Kindle Vella. And if you're curious about that, check out my channel. I just put up like a 30-minute explainer video where I go through and do the math for you so you don't have to.
It's like 26 minutes and some odd seconds. I watched it today. That's how I know.
It was originally like 50 some minutes, but I trimmed it down. Oh, it was a lot. So hopefully that helps some people out when they're trying to figure out what they want to do. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. I just know it's a marketplace that, I don't know, I might be able to make money in, because I was going to serialize my series anyway. So why not give it a try? But yeah, I'm hopefully going to be working more on my book today, or I'm going to be reading more of Spence's outline, or I don't know, maybe I'll find something else to get hyperfixated on. It's hard to know. I'm surrounded by sleeping cats, which makes me really unnerved. I'm having like a Daniel in the really minuscule lion's den feel right now, because they're sleeping and I just want to tiptoe around and not wake them up. Because there will be blood if I do.
The lions want to cuddle.
Yes.
Cuddle lions.
Just like, you've seen mine too. They like ran around fighting and arguing for the last 2 hours, and now they're passed out. And I put the camera over here just as he quit running in his sleep. It was the cutest fucking thing.
Oh, that's adorable. So I am Chloe, and I am a writer of paranormal and sci-fi romance. And I just had my second shot yesterday. I am feeling kind of okay. The funny thing is that I feel like I am hungover because, as it turns out, I've never had the flu before, and I don't know if hangovers and flus feel the same, but this feels like a hangover. I'm feeling pretty okay though, and I also had a epiphany today in my hangover fever that I need to be putting my high fantasy romance and not a sci-fi romance on Vela. So I was going to work on that today, but then I tried to read a book and it turns out that I can't read right now. So it seems like a bad time to start a new project, and I'm mostly just here as a cheerleader now. And that's me.
Yay, cheerleaders.
I'm Kat, and I'm probably gonna leave in like 15 minutes because I have work at 5.
Oh, fun times.
Yeah, but I wanted people that weren't at my job. Right now I'm actually compiling the list of all the crap I need to do for school by tomorrow night. So yeah.
Fun times.
So I have a feeling tomorrow's clubhouse meeting is just going to be cheering Kat on as she races towards the finish line to get all of her stuff done.
Yeah.
And I am Jace Maxwell, author of Urban Fantasy, editor for Rose City Editing, and what I will be working on today is actually notes for the developmental editing I'm doing, so I can have a meeting with my clients tomorrow to brainstorm their piece. Because that is how I do it. And I've looked at other people's methods of developmental editing, and it's so impersonal, and it doesn't really connect with the author. And I'm just like, but how do you do that? I don't see how to do the developmental editing without having a chat with the author to discuss their vision.
Otherwise, you're just writing their book, so I don't get that either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Because Sandy and I absolutely will have like developmental edit talks about each other's projects. And I can't even imagine doing that without having an actual conversation for it. Like to talk through it together when we're helping each other with our project. So yeah, I totally agree with you on that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's one. I guess what they do is like, let's say there's a part where a scene is confusing, and it's like it's saying 3 different things about something that don't mesh. And I guess what other developmental editors do is just say, this doesn't mesh, fix it. Whereas I go into the meeting, I'm saying, this doesn't mesh. Which one do you want to go with? Which one do you want?
Yeah. Which makes more sense, because if they want to go with one that doesn't fit with the rest of the story, then maybe they don't realize that. And then they have to rework the whole thing. Or maybe there's a way to get from here to here and they don't see it, and that's where you do.
And sometimes that choice of which of the 3 ways they want to go changes the entire rest of the edit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the big issue, is that what you edit, what you choose to present to the author depends on what they want.
Yeah. Well, and look at what you did for me. Like, my storyline was great, but I had one character who needed to be portrayed in an entirely different way because it just did not work well for the way the book was laid out. Like, she was an outlier the way I had her, and you made her more fluid and gave me an idea for a spinoff with her. So you just don't know.
And for some reason, I now feel like I need to spend more money at Rose City Editing than I was originally planning on spending.
I will say this for anybody who needs editing, especially developmental, like Jace, I love the way you do it because you read the book first and then you go and you think about it and think about what the author wants and what you see. And not only do you give the author options, like we're saying, but you really gave me a lot of ideas for the ways the characters thought that I made, like that I hadn't, especially like with Zeta. And I thought I had delved into her character enough, but you gave me more insight from a reader's perspective that I didn't have, and gave me ideas on different avenues and books for later on and our reader magnet. And I literally have a page and a half worth of notes from Jace, like that are amazing ideas I haven't even thought about.
That's like a page and a half of notes through Facebook Messenger.
Yeah. And I've learned it's not a bad thing when Jason's like, I was doing this and I had an epiphany, and I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up. Like, no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, my epiphanies are never something's broken. My epiphanies are we can expand this.
What if we took this character and gave her a whole new book? Dang.
Yeah, so that's what I do. And that's the part of the editing that I find the most fun. Like,
you made it fun for me, I'm not gonna lie. I was really dreading it.
For me, the line edits are the worst. Because it's just tedium. Taking sentence after sentence apart and rebuilding it.
I feel called out now.
Why?
Because maybe that's what I talked to Meadow about the other day.
Line editing?
I'm surprised I didn't need more. I'll put it like that.
And I'm on the other side where I love doing proofreading for people.
Well, Meadow likes that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're giving me so many things to think about once I'm to the point where I need editing. And reminding me I'm going to have to start saving money to do editing.
Well, the editing... See, I at the beginning of this AuthorTube stuff, I didn't understand the differences between the different types. Like, and for the first one I edited, I did all three at once. And that was rough.
I can imagine.
There's no point in really doing line editing until after the developmental edit is done, because everything's going to get rewritten anyway. I mean, hopefully it's not going to be completely rewritten, but I feel like trying to do, like, if I'm doing my own stuff, the only proofreading I do when I do my first editing pass is just on, like, you know, where I clearly just type the wrong word in. Where I put like her instead of he and stuff like that. That, you know, just like, I just effed up when I was typing. But other than that, I don't do anything until that first edit is done.
Spence wants outline critiques. Wants me to do outline critiques, even though I don't know. That's not a skill I have developed.
I would be very happy with that too, especially since I'm doing more serialization, because I won't have full manuscripts by the time stuff's going into publication. So, like, yeah, I've got lots of outlines.
See, and I would be like, I feel like outline critiques, like, even I could probably do, because I like editing developmentally, but Jace's brain goes far more than mine ever would. Or maybe I was just too close to my own story. I don't know. But
that's the other part. And I think that's something that some editors don't get, is that if you really want to help a writer, you have to get into the story. Like
Yeah.
you have to actually dive into the world and like be part of it. It's
Yeah.
not a matter of, just standing back and dictating from afar. You got to get in there. And speaking of getting in there, let's get into a sprint.
I will probably leave during the sprint,
That's fine.
but yeah.
Damn jobs.
Yeah.
It always has the best timing. Damn jobs. How?
Well, earlier they was hollering squirrel when she was talking. We were talking about the editing. I'm just like, let me hide this. But I figured, I turned it down for Writer's Workshop, but it seems to always be perfect timing, so I figured I'd turn it back on.
It's like you have a sound effects board.
I wish I did. I soon will. Let me get a house so I can get one.
All right, are we ready?
No, but do it anyway.
We will sprint in 3, 2, 1, go. And
Ring-a-ling.
I talked without unmuting.
I thought we were still having quiet time.
No, I came back. It was beeping, and no, I wasn't done writing my notes down. But I'm on, like, I think I'm on my last note for the meeting,
Hey,
so that is good. Oh God, I'm also like really stiff and stretchy.
That's what he said.
Oh God, no more. That's what he said with after the game we had this morning on Sako's channel. Oh my God, we were horrible.
Doesn't that just make it more fun, though?
Oh, it was definitely fun, but oh, things were just bad.
I was bad. I did nothing.
yeah, I did nothing either, but I had already said that I was doing nothing, so I feel no guilt over doing nothing.
Yes. Speaking of which, we need the cheer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I give you spirit fingers.
Woo! We got fingers.
Spirit fingers, just hands. Spirit fingers. There we go.
Well, like, I opened my document up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna write. And then I sat there and I reread the last paragraph and I was like, I'm really not into this. And then I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? And I like looked at the last 3 books I've got and go, okay, which one do I want to read? And I was like, sitting here and looked down and go, I don't know.
Oh, I did open the file for that project that I'm going to be starting when I'm feeling a little bit more like I am capable of reading again. It was done in old Scrivener, and when it converted to new Scrivener, the fonts are all jacked up and every page is a different color.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah, like this is good. Some of the writing is yellow, some of it is black, and I've got it in a dark mode, but that's okay. Yeah. So that is something that I did. I started to convert it too, and then I was like, screw this.
You just scared the cat.
I did just scare the cat. I'm sorry, Tom.
What was so funny?
He's had a rough day because I've been in bed most of the day, and he's like, "You're supposed to be gone now. This is supposed to be my bed now." And I'm like, nope, I'm watching TV all day, and you can't stop me. I did watch all of Shadow and Bone though, so that was my day's binge.
I'm hoping it's at least not terrible.
It was not. It's been years since I read the books when they first came out. So there's definitely a whole plot line that I don't know if it existed or not because I don't remember it. But I enjoyed that plot line. And my biggest complaint is that every time they tried to do a winter scene, they filmed it on the worst sound stage I have ever seen to attempt to film a winter scene on.
Aww.
Yeah. So just be prepared for that. Like everything that happens and wintry stuff looks like utter crap, but that's okay. It's okay.
And Charlie, how did you do?
I am pretending to be productive by trying to fix some logos that I'm going to need for things. I think I know how to fix them, and I don't know. I could just be like massaging pixels all day just to like pretend I'm productive. But I think something good might come out of it. So I don't know. I have to figure it out one way or the other. It's just, yeah.
It's just that you got to do it.
Yeah, I whether it's productive or not, it has to be done. So I'm technically doing it now. So
I think I'm probably gonna work on reading Chandra's project since I don't feel like working on my own.
We're doing great today.
You gave me your 0 draft, and I made it a whole 2 pages last night before I was like, oh crap, I'm only 47% of the way through the book we have to like review tomorrow. Oh crap. So.
But then it turned out to be just like one great big link, so it was fine.
Yeah, pretty much. I got 85% of the way through it. It's like there's nothing else I need to not know. I'm done. I better throw the horse. I'm done.
Yeah, I hand wrote over a page of bullet points to discuss with the clients tomorrow.
Excellent.
And I'm on my last one. But also we have CB got 207 words. And Mama Ward just spat coffee on their laptop.
What'd we say?
But this morning's when was great. When is the game we play. And yes, it was great. It just got really dirty and really sidetracked because Sako made the giant mistake of letting me and Raven in the same game.
Well, I can see how that could be a problem.
Because I can't say anything without him making a dirty comment. And then he sets him up, and I can't resist knocking him down.
Also relatable.
Yeah.
He said at one point, okay, so I'm going to go duck down an alley somewhere, and I said, alley bends over.
Inappropriate.
If not for the inappropriate, I don't know what we would have.
This is fair.
Shit, if it wasn't for inappropriate stuff, I wouldn't have half the friends I do. They're conversation starters.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Because you hear somebody say something inappropriate, you want to talk to them about become friends, so you slide in and say something inappropriate, and if they don't like it, then you know that obviously we're not going to be friends.
This just isn't working out for me.
Friends for life.
I talk to people and I gradually raise the inappropriate level just to see if they can hang.
Well, yeah, you don't always go in with the biggest inappropriateness you can come up with. You've got to start mid-range.
Is that what I always do wrong?
Yeah.
I'm really understanding my life choices now.
You got to range the level of inappropriateness you got, because almost everybody has a level. You just got to find it. And then there's me and you, Charlie. It's like the worst one you hear, you're just like, is that all you got?
I have a problem.
No, not is that all you got. That was funny.
Yeah.
Or you come back with something worse.
Kind of my trademark move.
Level. See who can hit the highest level before you keep coming up with the worst inappropriate. Okay, now we're both dirty and you need to go shower. That was bad.
Oh, that's so cute. You thought that was inappropriate? Hold my beer. Yeah.
Oh, Blanche Devereaux just wishes she was as dirty as Charlie and I could probably get.
Yeah.
But CB is right where I'm at. There's no sense in going full out Blanche Devereaux until you've gauged people's tolerance for it.
Yeah.
It's basically just reading the room.
Yes.
Which you can do really well or really wrong.
Because sometimes you're talking to someone and you're just like, yeah, I can't be myself around you. You'd crush your pearls gripping them so tight.
Oh, the pearl gripping.
Yeah. We're gonna have to introduce you to the real me slowly.
And sometimes that person you think is so uptight is the most devious.
This is also true.
Yes. Been there way too many times.
You just get surprised, that happy surprise with, oh, you're a lot cooler than I thought you were.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're actually one of us. You just hide it better. Okay.
One of my
I see how
friends,
you
I
are.
knew her for 3 years before she showed me how devious she could be. And I'm like, where the fuck you have been hiding this for 3 years? She's like, "Well, you were having so much fun thinking you were the bad girl. I just figured I'd let you have it. Fuck, are we gonna be doing so much more shit? I was
Relatable.
lowering it for you. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, when you tone yourself down so that you don't upset other people, only to find out that they're so much worse than you.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
the rage.
also turn themselves down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the rage is so real. You mean I could have been myself this whole time? Yeah.
I guess at this point, we could probably sprint again.
You could.
I guess we've rested enough.
I've got the jellyfish up. Do we want to turn on the music because it's one of those soothing music ones, or do we want to leave it muted?
I'm down for music.
I'm going to stop sharing and then reshare with sound because I like the sound of this one. It's very soothing. Coothing, yes, it's coothing.
Very soothing.
Cool, do it. Cool.
It's Coco Cacho.
I just can't sometimes. I just
Fences. That's how my best friend and I became friends. He was like, I'm going to corrupt her. And as soon as we hung out
Probably.
hung out after work, the first word out of my mouth was cunt.
Yes. Relatable.
And then he was like, all right, already corrupted. All right, are we ready?
If needs be. Yes.
3, 2, 1, speed! The ship is here. How four dead people do on that sprint? Everybody is muted.
I may have gotten like an eighth of what I was wanting to do done, and I think it might look actually better.
Excellent.
Fiddly bits. Why am I always obsessed with the fiddly bits?
Because the fiddly bits are the most fun to play with.
I want to say that's not true, but you're right.
I know. I got my notes written, finished up, so I am ready for tomorrow.
I napped.
Woo napping!
Last round of ibuprofen wore off, probably because of the extra effort I'm putting into sitting here. So I'm gonna nap and then I'm gonna take more drugs, which I feel like is too soon, but also what I have done to my body over the years, it can deal.
Nice.
I'll be
So
back
relatable.
in a moment, guys.
All right. And Amber is dealing with something at home.
Also relatable.
I watched earlier today, before I came on here, I was watching some of the Found Flicks. That's a channel on YouTube. I was watching some Ending Explained stuff, which I really like because I love horror movies, but I can't afford to sit through all of them, or I can't afford time-wise and money-wise to watch and sit through all of them. So I like this channel because he kind of summarizes them all, so I can get what they're about without spending, 90 to 120 minutes.
Struggling with it.
It's like the Cliff Notes version of horror movies.
Which, let's be honest, like a lot of horror movies, it's all you need.
It really, really is.
I wish that they were more detailed and like, no, you got to see the whole thing. It's like, no, you really don't.
Sorry.
You look very displeased.
It's like living with my mother in male form. His feelings are hurt. If somebody tells you you're uncultured swine and then turns around as they're playing and calls you that and turns around, I'm playing, right? Like, are you gonna cry?
Personally,
60-year-old
I would
old
probably
man.
disagree.
He wants to be her friend, but then he wants her to treat him as an adult. Which means what? That she can't be both. If she talks to him like a friend, then he's like, you're talking to me like I'm a 13-year-old, and I'm a grown-ass adult. Well, do you want her to treat you like a friend or a fucking adult? You can't have it both ways when they're that old. I'm sorry.
You're not wrong.
So it's starting arguments. It was once a week. Now it's almost once a day because his feelings are hurt because she called him an uncultured swine. Even though she said, I'm playing, right? Like, I'm just joking. So I just had to tell him, she never says anything to you mean. Well, I never know that. Really? Because she pretty much laughs right after she says it. Whatever. Ready for my camper. 4 days. 4 days. 4 days. Go on. Then go back to being a neighbor.
Yeah. Oh, I was actually saying something. I forgot. So I was watching these conflict things. I watched 3 of them, except my back was hurting and I was lying on the floor. I have no idea what was in the 3 episodes because I dozed off during every single one of them.
Of what show?
Found Flicks on YouTube. It's a channel.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So they're like 30-minute videos that I'm going to have to rewatch all 3 of them because no clue.
That's why I decided to not work today, because I kept like reading a page and then going to the next page and being like, what the fuck's going on right now? And then I would flip back to the last page and like, did I miss literally every single word on this page? Because every single word on this page explains what's happening on the next page. I don't remember any of these words, not even on their own. Oh, that word right there, I remember, but none of the rest of these words. Yes, Fox. I see Fox. Fox confirmed. And that is why I am napping in the sprint now. I am nap sprinting, sprint napping, whichever way makes more sense. I don't know right now.
Oh, Devin just found Flicks. Yeah.
I did skimmed a chapter and took some notes.
And refereed
before
old
that
people.
started. Yeah, before that started. He gets mad. He raises his voice. And his voice starts shaking because he's so emotional. He's like, "I'm not yelling." You're yelling.
So he's a fragile one.
He likes to pretend he's not, but yeah. What the hell is on your bread?
What'd you say? Wait, one more time. What was that?
She put Spanish dip on her bread. I just looked over and I was like,
Oh, I thought you said what's on your breath.
Oh,
"What's on your bread?"
I absolutely heard what's on your bread, but I was still like, what?
And then I'm dipping it in hot like noodle sauce because I just had hot noodles.
That's fair. I accept that. It's soup.
I'm okay with the bread and the soup, but you got dip on the bread. That was a
I'm okay
combination.
with all of
I'm
this.
sourdough too.
I might be a trash person, but I'm okay with all of this. I'm sorry.
And
I've never
See?
seen all 3 together.
She gets
though.
it. She gets it.
it brought me to one of my favorite sayings from Amber's book that I edited. No, it wasn't one that like you did anything wrong. It was one where it was someone was waiting with bated breath. And I was like, the phrase, that phrase is BATED, but it doesn't, that's like the only instance that word comes up in the English language, whereas BAIT comes up a lot more. So it's like, it feels like it should be bated breath with an I. And then I realized that it was a mer person, and it really felt like it should be baited with an I.
I'm just saying, I've had an ex that I swear could like have bated breath in the reference, in the manner of which you speak, because certain sounds.
If they got caught, that would be, with a hook. That would be baited at breath.
Oh, that was not supposed to start.
I hear what
Charlie, really quick, I happen to be skimming through an article about Shadow and Bone right now. And it turns out that the characters that I didn't remember being in it, they're from Six of Crows. They mashed the 2 series up, and I never read Six of Crows to know that that it came from this. I started reading it and I didn't like it. So that's what's going on with Shadow and Bone, in case you didn't know that already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't
Now you don't
post
recognize some of it.
Yeah.
Didn't you post something about Shadow and Bone like yesterday or this morning?
Did I?
Yeah, or was that somebody else?
On Twitter, yes.
I'm thinking this was something I saw on Facebook.
Oh no, this was definitely me posting on Twitter, calling shenanigans on a scene because there was a shipwreck and somehow they managed to fit 2 whole people on a floating door, and we all know that's impossible.
I can't approve that one.
Yes. So that is the only commentary I have given on it so far.
I want to find this post because it was so freaking funny. But it's Facebook, so everything gets rearranged every time you open it.
Yes. Yeah, there was literally a post like, during that sprint, while I was like half napping, I was flipping through Facebook and there was something that somebody had posted in one of my quilting groups that I read it, and then like in my half napping delirium, I put my phone down and then I was like, oh, holy crap, I have that product they're talking about. Let me make a comment about it. Oh no, it's gone. It's gone forever. Okay.
See, now I have to
Yep.
change the name of my band to Half Napping Delirium.
I like it.
Yeah, I support that.
I don't know, maybe that'll be the name of the first album. I've been looking for a name for it that might actually
Depends on what type of music it is.
kind of dark wave bordering on cold wave. So
Those words mean nothing to me.
That make perfect sense to me.
Yeah, O Children's Sisters of Mercy kind of thing.
If I wasn't lazy, I'd chop up bell peppers and put it on. Or the hot peppers. Oh my god, that was so good.
Post-punk music that got really obsessed with craft.
I know you're saying that.
I wish I could find this. It's annoying me that I can't. Bullying. But someone posted something about Shadows and Bone, and someone responded something that made me actually like,
You don't have any, like, would it have been in AuthorTube, or do you know what group it would have been in at least?
I guess I should check AuthorTube and see if that brings it up.
Because it was released yesterday morning, so certainly by today somebody could have posted something about it.
I have avoided Facebook for so long. Like, I load it up and I'm like, I don't know what this unholy mess is. I'm gone. Bye.
I check it for messages.
Yeah, that's. I have Messenger on my phone. I check it periodically because there are some people that message me there, but that's it.
And also, Insta has decided to just shit out.
Again?
Yeah. Like I open it and it's like, this page doesn't exist. And then it told me I had 14 notifications, and I hit that heart button, and it's a big blank thing with nothing in it.
Oh, you're describing my social life so perfectly right now.
I love how you said blank, and it's like you were cussing the words you used in that. Big blanking.
Blanking, blankety, blank, blank, blank.
And then I looked at him and I said, beep, 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 beep.
You speak Morse code.
Yeah. Okay, I had a friend who did that. That's really not a funny joke to me because, oh my god, it was so annoying because he was just like, it's so easy to learn. I'm like, yeah, for you. I don't care. Go away. Stop. But beep, 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 beep 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 beep. I'm like, I am not Buck Rogers. You are not Twiggy, and I am not hanging out with Aaron Gray right now. So shut up.
You are not a member of Star Trek. Shut up.
There are many people that I would learn Morse code for, but he was not one of them.
I think the person was like, I want to sit around all day reading Shadows and Bone, or I want to read Shadows and Bone all day. And someone was like, phrasing. It's like, is the book just named Shadows?
The actual book the source material is Shadow and Bone.
No,
I mean the comment
Bone
was
all day.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to read Shadows.
Yeah, I mean,
and Bone all day.
Yeah, I'm here for those.
It's like, yes, I am here for this content.
It's what I signed up for.
But at least I remembered what the post was, so I don't have to find it anymore.
There you go. That's half the battle.
All right. Studies have found that knowing is upwards of 57% of the battle.
Hasbro lied to me?
No, they just simplified it.
Okay, good.
You know what's fantastic about Atlanta is right now I have like a perfect blue, sunny, cloudless day going on, and thunder is out of control out there. Yeah, like for a second I thought it was a plane because we're pretty close to an Air Force base, but it's not stopping.
It's gray, it's gorgeous, and all of my animals are grooming each other, which makes sounds that makes me feel like I should be having a lot more fun.
Damn, Savvy.
Might have to get out the spray gun and just like run them all off. What a pistol fight!
Savvy just posted a selfie like 14 minutes ago. It's like feeling cute, might delete later, and oh wow.
I just want to have that experience like once in my life. Like, I just want to look in the mirror and like, feeling cute instead of like, ah! Oh, yeah.
Just make her laugh.
That's me and my
I rarely get that anymore. Every once in a while I would get it when I was thinner. But now it's just like, ugh. What is that? But there's also the feeling that would come every once in a while when the energy would flow through you just right and you just have like massive top energy.
Sweetie, I have never had massive top energy in my life except for when I was on a date with somebody who earned it.
When you just have this feeling like I'm the shit, I can have you if I want.
So you're saying I just need to get to the place where I've got like bring on the dancing horses and like telling myself how hot I am in the wait. Now I'm in a Thomas Harris novel. Don't do this to me.
Just every once in a while, like once every few years, and it's like a few hours in a day, I will channel Brian Kinney.
If only. I would do anything to have an ounce of his bravado just for like 2 seconds. I'd get so much time.
It's like, what is it like? It's like almost like it feels like a psychic masculinity. Like I have the dominate power.
I wonder if that's what it's going to feel like when I can finally afford T blockers.
All right, are we ready for sprint number 3?
If I have to be, fine.
I support that.
And I think I still have volume shared, and this one is just rain noise. So,
So leave it on,
Chloe, enjoy
and
your
have a
nap,
good nap.
I will.
because this is going to do it for you.
Yes.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that sprint is complete. Did people do stuff? I did house things.
Because my body is translating this as a hangover instead of flu. And fat is as fat does. I just ordered some fried shrimp and lemon cake.
I like that solution.
Oh, and apparently I also need to explain that I am from Delaware, and that is why fried shrimp is hangover food for me.
There's no reason to explain that. Any fried anything, Chinese or otherwise, is good hangover food.
That's what I thought. And then Sandy was like, what the hell are you talking about, fried shrimp? And I'm like, it's fried, it's greasy. I don't know.
Give me fried rice, give me fried shrimp, give me anything not good for me when I'm hungover, and we're good.
I saw
Give me a man after midnight.
I saw the perfect solution in a picture just probably like 20 minutes ago. It was a martini glass, a very large martini, maybe a margarita glass. It was so large. It was filled with Velveeta shells and cheese and a very wide straw.
I don't personally like Velveeta shells and cheese, but I did greatly appreciate that picture.
I did too.
Yeah. Yeah. I did also order a salad because I initially ordered French fries, and then I was going through the appetizers, and in the appetizers there were lemon pepper fries. And I was like, well, that's what I want. And at first I was like, I literally have lemon pepper. I can do this myself. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna order lemon pepper fries. And then I'm also going to get a salad and feel less trash. Because salad erases things.
Yeah. It's just the booster, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Like the hubby will come home and be like, I just want comfort food, so I'm just gonna make like biscuits and gravy with ham and sausage and bacon and a bunch of eggs. But tomorrow we're gonna have a salad, so it's all better.
Yeah, it erases it.
Yeah, it makes everything magically better.
I did see. Speaking of the salad erasing things and other false diet thoughts, I saw a side-by-side picture of like health in the 2000s versus health in the 80s, and the person in the 2000s had like workout gear and was, protein shake and was like ready to go, and the 80s one had a 2-liter of Diet Coke and a cigarette.
Yes. I absolutely remember the just smoke and you'll lose weight. Didn't work for me. Also, I remember the 80s very much being Schrodinger's egg. Is it good for you? Is it bad for you? It's both at the same time. It's an egg.
That was great because like one day they would have shocking new study finds that eggs cause cancer.
Yeah.
Shocking new study finds eggs may make you immortal.
Yeah. Yeah. Like easily 75% of the health advice in the 1980s was eggs.
Yes.
Whether they were good or bad, it was eggs.
I feel like the 90s, that was wine.
Yes, I do also remember that.
And dark chocolate.
Yeah, I was about to say, and chocolate.
Yeah.
The funny thing with wine is that I always think tannins because of birdcage.
No, I just remember like a glass of wine is good for you. Too much wine is bad for you. It's like, no shit. Too much wine is good for you.
Gotta be red. No, it should be white.
Best wine is red. Best wine is white. You should never drink wine after this time.
You are now Mogwai.
There is a mountain dog on a stream ever said.
he's not thinking about the window is down, so he can't see his mom, and he hears them outside. So he's like, and then the puppy is outside too. So he's like, he's bashing the door, and then coming up here like, do I see them? Well, I hear them over here, but I see them over here.
Oh, lemon pepper sweet potato fries.
Oh, I've never thought to do that, but I will absolutely
Me neither.
try it next time. I'm easy. I go with either the cinnamon sugar or the salt and pepper usually, but I'll try lemon pepper next time.
You did not hear the words mob wives.
Mogwai, Gremlin. Oh God, what was his name?
Gizmo.
Gizmo.
Oh, and Mama Ward put up a chapter tagline that she wants opinions on. I personally think the idea is good, but your line editor is sitting here with a double barrel shotgun aimed right at that ellipsis.
I think everything before it is all you need.
I was looking at the capitalized H in hate.
Yeah.
There should be a comma after hardest. Oh God.
Sorry, can you tell Mo?
I'm so sorry we're like this.
I think
editing of the things. I'll do the editing of the sentence. I think it's great if you stop it at place.
I
Yeah,
don't
same.
mind. I don't mind the second half of the sentence, but there is no need. There is no calling for the ellipsis, and that should be a comma and a lowercase b for but.
I would, like you said, I like the concept of it, but I personally would take out a lot of words from it. I would make it 3 sentences. Hope dies hard. Hate sometimes takes it. Hate takes its place. I don't know if I like that sometimes there. Get rid of the but as well. Letting go of either is a battle we don't want to fight. I don't know about we either. I really like the concept. There's just a lot that I would.
Instead of we,
See,
you
now
could
I'm
say
just-
no one.
The problem is I'm just fixated on like making Jace's head explode, and I want to replace the ellipsis with a colon and an end dash. just like watch a camera spontaneously generate in front of Jace so he can scream at me, and I can see the anger in his eyes.
Oh, I can already see it.
Flames,
Semicolon, but
heaving, breathing
No,
on
no,
the sides
get
of
rid
my
of
face.
but, and then it's grammatically correct if you do semicolon and then letting go. But you have semicolon, and it is grammatically correct, but you have semicolon.
that's what I'm saying. I just want to like aggravate Jay's like Charlie saying place semicolon but in dash.
Oh, got it. I use the hell out of semicolons, by the way. Like, I don't care. You can't stop me. I know how to use them properly.
Oh, if you know how to use them properly, go right ahead.
Right.
The last book I read had literally 1 semicolon in the entire thing, and it was wrong.
Well, here's the problem with semicolons. I'd say almost every single time they're used, something else can be used in their place.
Yes, absolutely. They are one of those punctuations that serves the same purpose of many punctuations. The other problem with semicolons is that the definition that is given for them makes no sense whatsoever. Because they use it when the 2 independent clauses are related. Well, 2 sentences next to each other should always be related, unless it's a new paragraph. So it just doesn't make any sense. And it's hard to explain in a short, like you really need full context to understand when semicolons are viable in their locations. And almost always you see 2 sentences with a semicolon in between, and that's it, and you're missing the context. to see why that semicolon works there. And that's my rant on semicolon. Sorry.
That's what I was gonna say, because that's how I grew up learning it. Is you use the semicolon when you could have two complete sentences, and I'm like, okay, and I already know they have to be related. So like when I tried to put them in there, it makes sense where I put it, but like you said, something else could be used, and so Jason's just like, nah, no.
Yeah.
Like a colon and an end dash.
The way I normally explain it to people is if it is two sentences, but you really want to put a comma between them.
Basically, yes. Actually, not basically. Yes.
Yeah. Like you really want it to be a comma, but it has to be a period. And also, as Charlie just mentioned, M dashes, if you could put an M dash there, but also it's not in the middle, like there's not two parts to the sentence. So usually an M dash works better if it is flanking an in between aside. That didn't sound right as I said it, but like if they're flanking the phrase, but that phrase is an independent clause and actually there's nothing on the opposite side, then that is another use for it. So if it feels like an M dash, it might also be a semicolon.
I just use that when somebody gets cut off in a sentence.
Isn't that what ellipses are for?
No, that's what you're thinking.
I'm never going to be invited back.
What I know they're used for and what I use them for are two totally different things, and it aggravates the hell out of Jason. I love it.
The funny thing is that outside of things like semicolons that people just don't know how to use, as long as you use the symbol consistently the same way, I normally don't get too irritated if it's not the punctuation that I would use in that case. As long as there is some good argument for why that's what you're using. Just like if you're using a British spelling or an American spelling, as long as you're consistent with it, I really don't care.
I'm pretty sure semicolons are used for making winky faces.
This is also true.
Yes.
That is the
Yes.
primary usage of them,
That's
yeah.
the only reason they haven't been deleted yet.
Yeah.
We need them for emojis.
Also, we need to raise the interrobang and make it
Yes.
Yes.
standard punctuation because it is delightful.
Yes.
And
I
I
was just about
want
to say
to be able to stop telling people that they can't put an exclamation point and question mark together. Because I personally would like to have that.
Yeah.
I
But
feel very called out right now.
no, see, you're not called out. It is something that I wish was something that was allowed.
And other
Yeah,
languages
but-
have sarcasm markers.
I mean, how
need
many
those.
did I have in a book? Well, seriously, because Caprica got some fucking sass.
Like, think about how many miscommunications in text messaging and social media could be gotten rid of if we had clear punctuation to start
Yeah.
a sentence that says, "What follows is sarcasm."
Also,
The
if
world would be a
boomers
better
would
place.
stop using ellipses, that is not where ellipses go anymore, boomers. Sorry.
That is okay. Y'all are describing 3/4 in writing what is happening between those two out there. She needs a "this is sarcasm following my sentence because you've pissed me off," and he needs a "you've hurt my feelings. I'm not really like mad." They need
Just
both.
sit down, watch Letterkenny, and realize that you need to pitter patter, get at her, and just hug it out.
She's out there. She apologized, and now they're playing badminton. She throws the dog in here. She goes, and now he's acting just fine. Goodbye, poor ass.
So, Mama Ward is our hope and hate personified in what you're writing? Because if not, that hate really should be lowercase.
Yeah, if they're just used as emotions.
Like, unless hate is like an entity.
There's so many gods in the book I'm writing, I've lost count.
Oh, really? How many do you think you're at? I know I'm up to 8.
All I know is I'm basically writing a Ragnarok type scenario, and yeah, like the story that I'm working on right now involves the god of locked doors because as the main character says, "Oh God, there really is a deity for everything, isn't there?" Yes, and they gonna die.
Yeah, that's where I'm at in this kind of scenario.
Ellipses are why I will never let Jace read more than a single sentence of my scribbles.
Think about it. I've already worked out a deal to have Rose City work with me. I am terrified. I am mortified. Like they're never going to talk to me again. I'm going to send them like my book, and they're just going to be like, "Charlie, you're canceled." And I'm just like, no.
Hey, that just makes you cancel culture.
But I'm sure the check will still be cashed, and I'll get a beautiful book. But I just won't be on the streams anymore. I don't know what I'm talking about. Dog, what are you doing? I love you, but not like that. Go away.
There's also the formatting of ellipses that is another thing. Because I see, here's the thing. I know Penumbra is in Colorado and CB is in Scotland. So, and I also know the conventions of the ellipses in the different countries. So the ones that if CB puts ... space and then it capitalizes a word, that's correct for the UK, Europe. If Penumbra does it, I know it's not correct because that's not the US. The US goes by Chicago Manual Style, and that's not the formatting that they use.
And the problem is, Amber and I fell through the looking glass a long time ago, and Wonderland does not have a viable style guide because they let the header write it.
Yeah, this is true. Yep, they let the hatter write it, and then they gave it to the cat to proofread.
Yes. And then Tweedledee and Tweedledum make sure that the rules are enforced while we're writing.
Yes, they are what?
I really want so many ellipses added to that sentence just because of like where I'm at right now.
Like
Dot, dot,
spacing
dot.
out,
Yes.
yes,
Dot, dot,
ellipses,
dot.
they ellipses are. Okay.
Yes. Yes. They are. Dramatic hands. If I had a camera in here, I would have turned it on just to act that out because I did act it out. But nobody saw it but me and the dog who's looking at me like, "Are you dying? Are you okay? Do I need to call help?"
You're always doing that. Give us the show of the hands and the funny things. So you notice I almost stopped that sentence. I shall try to be.
Hey guys, I am.
Stop it.
Hey guys, I am.
Oh.
Yeah, it started. I clicked on the wrong thing.
We should probably do our outros.
Yes, the child is waiting for me to go work out with her, so y'all can go as long as you want.
Oh, that's what Penumbra was talking about. Yes, they are personified. Got it. Yeah, in that case, then hope and hate can be capitalized.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I gave the qualifier, and I do that a lot with like line and copy edits, where I will say, if you mean something this way, this is the correct way. If you mean it this way, then this is the correct way.
Yep.
Because I don't want to say something's wrong when it's right in a certain context. Doggy wrestling.
So we just like lets him get on top and just try to bite him, and he's like, "Yeah, you're fine."
Yo.
Sorry, I had to. They finally fought. And it was cute. They've been
All right.
sleeping the whole time and like running in their sleep, and I couldn't catch it. So
So we should hit our outros. Oh, Wolf Wrestling Entertainment. I actually love this thought that the whiskey addiction is a character.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like
That is a very cool concept.
See, technically, that's true in all of my books because I write them.
Oh, so if that's the case, to make it obvious that you're not making a typo when you capitalize hate, you should also have it set up so that your first word is not hope. Because then hope and hate will both be capitalized and it'll be obvious that that is deliberate instead of a typo.
That's a really good note.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, the humility. Oh, the
I
humility.
said yes, and then I was like, well, that was shitty, so let me just keep going with
I
that.
love not really hungover Chloe. Oh, honey, I so want to go to Atlanta and drink with you just for that.
I don't drink, unfortunately.
Dang it.
I'll keep getting the COVID vaccine, whatever.
The most vaccinated person on the planet.
Right. Oh no, I'm all houses.
I can touch anything and make it clean.
These are my Pfizers.
I just exude antibodies.
I'm like an anti-COVID preacher. I put my hand on your forehead and say, "Out, demon."
Oh, that would be awesome. Too bad I can't do new projects. Kind of want to write that. Oh wait, I can pass that on to Laura. I'm going to pass that on to Laura and see what terrible horror nightmare monster she makes out of it.
Do that.
It reminds me of Patsy on Ab Fab
Yes.
when she was using the nicotine patches. They were all over her, but not only were they all over her, she was not taking any nicotine from them. She was recharging them because there was so much in her body.
Yes.
Yes. All right, to make Jace happy. Hello, my name is Charlie. I do stuff on my channel. It's Charlie Dorset, or you can check out my other channel, which is Project Shadow, which is where my music is, and hopefully other videos if I actually make one that I don't go, wow, that's going to get me a wellness check from my friends if people see the look in my eyes while I made that video. Woo! So, don't forget to check this out. I'm currently working on a 5.5 book fantasy series that I will be piloting on Kindle Vella, and I'm very excited about it. And the wonderful people at Rove City Editing are going to be helping me with the editing on that, and I'm so excited to not be doing it alone. Like seriously, when I was talking budget over with the hubby, he didn't believe me. I had to make him sit down in front of the computer and look at their website for the prices. You won't believe their prices either. Like, he didn't believe me. He thought I was like lied, and then I was like, no, sit down, look. He was like, oh, damn, yeah, we could do that. So check them out. Check my channel out. Oh, and I got a video out on Kindle Vella. If you're curious, I do a lot of math to give you an idea of what you could possibly earn there and other philosophical questions that you need to ask yourself about whether you want to even try. So check that out. And yeah, that's me.
Sweet.
All right, and I am Chloe Alice Balka. I write a variety of romance. You can find me on Amazon for Demon and Shifter romance. I will be on Vella with steamy high fantasy romance. And if you just want like the most effed up premises for short erotic romps, you can find me on Medium now as well. Yeah, I think that's everything for me today.
That's how I spent yesterday. I wrote erotic horror yesterday.
Are they short? Because if you can write enough of them, I'm doing surprisingly well on Medium.
I don't know if they're usable.
Like, because the content is so disturbing?
Disturbing plus graphic.
Can I just say, the more disturbing they are, the more of an audience they'll probably draw.
Yeah, my most popular story to date is a husband and his wife's sister who gave them permission, but she didn't tell her husband that. So he just thinks that this is some side action. And in the middle of it, the wife walks in and is like, I'm going to watch this. So anything goes on Medium.
I don't know. This is like, okay, premise. Hansel and Gretel. They went to the witch's house, the gingerbread house in the middle of the forest. Gretel was secretly in love with Hansel.
Are they siblings?
Yes.
Okay, then that does not fly on Medium. That is underage and incest are not okay on Medium.
In this case, they did not actually have sex in this. Because this is just backstory. So Gretel tricked the witch and stole the witch's powers and turned Hansel into candy and consumed him and became him.
Oh.
And now it's Gretel in Hansel's body.
With the witch's powers.
With the witch's powers. And basically it's turning people into candy and confections and eating them.
I like it. I love it.
But also very sexual.
Yeah, I figured that.
Let's just say the first story it's about fraternity members, and it's called Hazed and Glazed.
Love it.
All right, and on that note, there's no way for me to go around that. I'm Amber Craft. I write paranormal romance. I don't have any kinky titles, but I have the Unknown series. And as soon as Amazon Audible decides that, it wants to publish it, I'm going to have Unknown Love on Audible. So help me keep a check on that, please. I stream every Sunday at noon Eastern, whatever time that equals for you. I am back, so we will have that. And since Jason's feeling better, he will be with me in the morning.
Yes.
I get my camper back next week. So the Afterthought series, our podcast should start sometime soon, hopefully in either May or June at the very latest. So if you'd like to be a guest on there, make sure you let me know so I can read a book and know a little bit about you and get it scheduled and do all the recordings. I think that's all I've got for now. You can go to my Patreon or my Ko-fi and donate, sign up, subscribe, and I hope to have a job where I can actually start working on getting you content for those. So, yeah.
Yeah, and for anyone who is wondering, I did spend 95% of last weekend asleep.
So I feel like I'm doing pretty well right now.
The fact that you're up and sitting up is like a miracle to me from everything I hear from everybody.
See, I had the opposite reaction. I got psychotically focused and hyper. Like, I felt like they gave me a shot of Adderall.
Maybe they gave you a shot of Adderall.
Maybe I'm not really vaccinated.
We'll find out.
You have not been vaccinated.
Oh my god, and then you and I can be like Unbreakable, where you are unvaccinated and I am super vaccinated. We'll be enemies.
Okay, we might have to
Samuel
like
Jackson. I'll be
we
Bruce
might
Willis.
we
Was
might
that
have to
right, actors?
co-write a superhero series here. I'm just saying.
Do not give Charlie any more ideas for any more series. She's got enough.
Sorry.
Oh, you know that meme with the it's like the angry Karen that's yelling and then the cat that's like really smug. There is it's a picture of a road closed sign and it said road closed M-F and the woman is saying it's road closed Monday through Friday and then instead of the cat it's just Sam Jackson.
I just thought it was the road only for us NBs.
Male to female road.
No MBs allowed. Mom Ward says, I was just a bit sleepy and had a bit of a sore arm, but I think unloading feed made it worse.
That would do it.
Yeah, I mean, your arm's going to get sore either way, unloading feed.
From everything I've learned from the flu shots is the more you move it around, the less it hurts.
Yeah, but not lifting stuff.
Yeah, because like feed is usually like anywhere from, depending on the bags, 20 to 50 pounds. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, my outro. I am Jace Maxwell, author of Urban Fantasy, editor for Rose City Editing. I do game streams on my channel on Tuesday is the Perfect Pancake. Wednesday is the Sims 4 3-play with Cat and Meadow. And on Thursday, we do a super fun Vampire the Masquerade game called the VTM Mysteries. I almost said The Great Wen because that's the one that Sako does on her channel on Saturday mornings, which is the one we did this morning, which is super fun also. And then I do this on Saturdays. Oh, and we are starting talks about doing next Sunday karaoke.
Interesting.
So yeah, Meadow and BC and Sage have been talking about it. We have a AuthorTube karaoke server on Discord now, so we can actually, plan these things and, do them when people can be there.
yay!
Or when other hosts can be there, at least.
Wait, planning? That's impossible.
We're writers. Who plans? Seriously.
Craziness.
All right. And with that, I think we can head off until next time. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.